as being on the margins of the social sciences. Violence has been understood as a breakdown of social order, and it's only because of the strength of feminist theory and women's struggles that the question of violence has been placed right at the center of our self-understanding, both of ourselves and also of social life. Where we speak and how we speak makes a difference. We speak in Guadalajara in a public university. And we speak in a city where on December the 6th, 1810, Miguel Hidalgo made a public declaration in the state against slavery. We are honored to be speaking in a city with such proud liberal and reformist traditions, where the question of slavery was seen as an attack not just on the humanity of people of color, but an attack on the very conception of the human and the humanity of all of us. Questions of race and ethnicity and their relationship to gender are still new topics, both in Mexico and in Latin America. The notion so important in Mexico that we are all mixed, mestizaje, works to include, but it also works to make it harder to understand how questions of race and whiteness and color have to be made central to our new understandings of the workings of gender relations. Mexico carries a particular history. Its history of conquest, as do different countries of Central and Latin America. But the question of conquest is central in Mexico because the existence of indigenous communities and the reminders which were so clear in the conference we had 2 years ago in Puebla. And it's an honor to see La Manzana, a journal which reflects the discussions of that first conference. And it's an honor to see this journal present. And thanks to Gita Hartog and everybody in Puebla who did such good work in the organization of that first conference, that was the small seed out of which this conference has been created. But next to Puebla is Cholula, which everybody here probably knows. And the pyramid in Cholula, with the construction of the church on the top of the pyramid, is a reminder of a violence that framed the conquest and which is still part of the histories of the present. Unlike in other Latin American countries, the existence of the pyramids reminds us of a history of conquest that cannot be forgotten. But it also questions a liberal tradition of progress that somehow wanted to feel that the conquest was part of a civilizing mission. So the question around the status of indigenous communities and their place within an understanding of the diversity of different cultures in Mexico is a history of violence that affects not only the institutions of the state, but also the everyday relations of deference, humiliation, and silence that are part of the everyday life in the city. Different countries have different histories, so we have to rethink our theories of masculinity not simply as relationships of power that exist in a rationalist or universal way across different cultures, but we need social theories that emerge out of the lived reality of experience within Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Bolivia, Central America, Nicaragua, all the countries that are in some way represented within this very special space of the conference. So this is a unique opportunity, not simply to think that people like myself, who have so much to learn and something to give, shouldn't come from the north as if we are the source of knowledge or theory that can then be applied within particular regional or local situations. Theories about masculinity in Mexico and in Latin America will grow and develop because of the richness of spaces like this, in which theorists, researchers, and activists all feel that we have equal voice in the creation of theories and understandings that emerge directly out of the projects like Coriac in Mexico City, which deal explicitly with men who have been part of perpetrating violence. But one of the lessons, often for projects that deal with violence, is that questions of violence cannot be separated from